Hey guys, my name is Asad Khan. I am from Chikmagalur. I am a motorsport athlete. I got into motorsports at a very young age. One of the reasons was my dad. He's also a rallyist, and that's how I got into motorsport. Got introduced to the race bikes and cars at a very young age. I feel privileged that way, coming from a motorsport background. Uh, my dad raced motorcycles earlier and then moved to cars. So, we had, I had access to all sorts of race bikes back then, right from the Road Kings to the Shoguns and the Yamaha RXs. And then he moved to driving gypsies and S teams. So, so I was lucky to witness a lot of motorsports action right from the young age. My dad is also one of the founder members of the one of the most famous and prestigious clubs, motorsports clubs in India, which is called the Motorsports Club of Chikmagalur, MSCC, which organized a lot of motorsport events back then, right from drag races, hill climbs, rallies. The prestigious event Coffee 500, which was a 500-kilometer rally back then, day and night rally, was organized in Chikmagalur, and we got to witness it. We got to be a part of it right from a very young age because Dad used to race, and we used to be part of a service crew. So that's how I got into motorsport. I got a huge interest in bikes and cars. I started riding at a very young age. Well, to talk about my first ever rally, there are a lot of memories. Uh, my first race bike was a Suzuki Shogun, in which I participated in that rally, which is also my dad's last race bike, I would say. Like I mentioned, I hardly knew about the whole program, how the rally works, and things. I remember we didn't even have a service team in that particular rally, and I just asked my other friends to just tighten the chain and just look after the bike in every service. And soon after that event, after we won it, I think things got serious, and everyone started believing in me. And yeah, that's where it kind of started professionally for me. Soon after my schooling, I moved to Bangalore, which got me exposed to more number of events. And here it was altogether a different ball game. There used to be so many events that used to be organized every weekend. So many autocrosses, drag races. My dad used to take me to those autocross events to watch the event first, and we decided to hit the track with the same bike. I remember me and dad working on the bike in our house inside a small room. I remember stripping that Shogun to make it to a autocross bike, and literally we both have worked a lot on the bike. These are the memories that are going to last for me. These are the memories that are going to stay with me forever. It's kind of difficult to put it in words, the whole experience, but I mean, like I said, this is something, this is a treasure that I'll always carry with me. And I must say, it was never easy. We all know motorsport is a very expensive sport, and things got a little difficult for us when we moved to Bangalore. We had to struggle a lot in terms of, the financial aspect, and uh, we all know it's a very expensive sport, and I must say that I never had access to the best of the best riding gears, the best of the bikes. But one thing that I'm proud of is that we always manage to pull it off with whatever we have, whatever limited sources we have, whatever riding gear I had. I never used to complain about the riding gear, about the helmet that I used to wear, the boots. I remember taping my shoes, my boots, that the sole used to come off every now and then. And these are something that which made me a stronger person that I am today. And I know for a fact that these are all the excuses that if you that are stopping you from performing. Soon after we prepared a bike for the dirt track event, then we participated in the Gulf Dirt Track National Championship. I remember that was a very famous event back then. One good thing I would say, one good thing in my racing career, I would say, is that I started my career with national events, which kind of brings you the discipline in you. Those are the events that everyone should start with, not the local autocrosses or the any local events for that matter. That brings out more professionalism in you. Those events show up on time, on dot. Everything is so well organized. And once you start getting used to the national championships, everything else, all the other events seems, to be a cakewalk, because there is no any sort of compromise on the safety, on the preparation, on the whole event. I remember the first event in Bangalore, the Gulf Dirt Track National Championship. I remember seeing all the TVS guys. There was Yamaha factory racing back then, about six bikes from each team, and that was a huge event. I never knew what the other riders are capable of. I never knew people are so fast. But again, to everyone's surprise, I whole shotted the race in my category, and I was leading the race. Unfortunately, the chain dropped in one of the laps, and it was very, very disappointing for me. I've had major disappointments because of the technical, problems. I've had a lot of DNFs because of the technical issues in the bike, but it still never stopped me from competing with the big guys always. I remember my dad carrying a toolbox in his kinetic Honda, and that was the service crew for me. When I used to see all the other guys with big trucks, with a lot of service teams, a lot of service crews, uh, it used to be a little, scary and underdog situation. But the same thing became my strength later, because I realized it's not about how many people are supporting you. It's not about how many bikes you are there in your team, the service crew. It's what just matters is how fast you are on the track. And that's exactly what we managed to do after that. Uh, I'm very thankful to God. We won a lot of local races, a lot of autocrosses, a lot of national races. And yeah, there was no looking back whatsoever after that. Talking about my first race, I absolutely had no idea about what rallying is, what the whole timing factor, and the whole rules and regulations of it. All I knew was I had to go fast, and yeah, I pretty much managed to do that. And like I said, I won my category, won the Novice Cup, and I came overall second, which was a big thing. I remember we didn't even have a service crew back then, so I just asked a couple of mechanics to just check on my bike in the service, and they did that for me. Just tightened the chain, and I remember oiling it, and I did it all by myself. They were my family was still there, my cousins, my brothers, but we never knew how the whole procedure was, what the whole thing was. So it was very exciting when I remember. I mean, definitely brings out big smiles on my face. My family is the biggest strength for me. They've always stood by me in my hard times. They've always celebrated my victories along. I think it was 2008 that I twisted my knee. I torn my ACL. I never knew how to go about it after that. I never knew the procedure. I mean, we all thought it's going to recover by itself. Then, I lived with it for almost 6 years. 2014 is when I got it operated and got it fixed thoroughly. Those 6 years, I had to deal with a lot of problems because of the twisted knee. It used to get twisted every now and then. There was no strength in my knee whatsoever. It's not just about the physical fitness in an athlete's life. It's also about the mental fitness. It's also about how strong you are mentally, which plays a major role. You need to be very, very strong mentally. You need to be prepared for all the ups and downs in the life. That's one thing I would suggest everyone. Don't get disappointed. Be mentally strong. Be mentally prepared for whatever you want to do in life. Well, motorsport is a very, very expensive sport. We all know about it. We all should be mentally prepared before we get into it. That's one thing that is a major challenge. That was a major challenge for me. It still is, to find sponsors, to manage the whole show financially, to get everything right. back then when I started, there were very limited sources, very limited people whom we could run to and ask for help, or even for a proper guidance. But that's not the case now. Things are shaping up in a better way, and there are so many training facilities. There are so many people who have done so good. For example, Santosh, who represented India in Dhaka and has taken the Indian motorsport level to altogether a different level, and has opened the doors for so many privateers like me. I've never had the privilege of riding for a team because, like I said, right at the peak, I used to suffer a major blow, be it because of the bike, or not showing up at the right event. There are a lot of things. I mean, never could figure out what exactly is wrong. But what's most important is to keep going, and that's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I've been doing. And thank God I've won 5 national championships so far, and I dream to achieve a lot more. One more biggest challenge is the right exposure for all the motorsport athletes. We are also national athletes. We want to be recognized as one. I think the game is changing slowly thanks to the big guys, CS Santosh, Arvind KP, Harit Noah, who are putting India in the world maps, and who are doing their best to get the sport recognized. These are the guys who are backed by the teams, and they had a little bit of support from the team whatsoever. And hats off to privateer Ashish Rao Rane, who did all by himself, who managed to show up at the Dhaka. I'm very proud of what he is doing. I wish to show up at Dhaka one day myself, and the plan is definitely to go international this year. We are planning on going at least for the Baja 1000 this year, and hopefully things work out our way, and we're able to show up in that event. It takes a lot to be able to even show up at the start line of the Dakar race. You need to be very strongly prepared mentally, physically. There's a lot of preparation that goes in behind. I feel it's the team that makes it work always. You need to have a strong team. You need to have strong people backing you mentally, financially. You need to be physically very strong. Definitely, that's my dream. That's my long-term dream, going to Dakar, riding more cross-country events, winning more national championships. Well, it's all about the hunger inside you. How badly you want it. I've always believed if we want something badly, we will make it happen. You know, that's something I'm trying to learn day by day. I am not probably the fittest guy uh, in the industry, but I'm trying to be there. I have a lot of other things to look after. I have my family now that I'm married and with a kid. Uh, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of responsibilities, but these are definitely not going to stop me. I want to, do better and better every day, and I will. I'm working towards it. So that's a long-term dream. Definitely, I will show up at Dhaka one day. One of the most important learnings I have ever had is to understand that nothing lasts forever. Be it success, failure, nothing is permanent. There are times when you're good, there are times when you're not good. And it's all about understanding that, today you are winning, today you are the best. There will be a time when you will have to uh, call it quits, when you'll have to make way for someone else who's going to be better than you someday. It's about understanding. Life really gets easy when you understand this concept that nothing is permanent. I have thankfully understood this. I have thankfully, stopped running behind chasing the success, and always want to be good and all those things. Like I said, I've understood I am my biggest competitor. I always want to do better than who I was, better than my timings, better than a better person than I was yesterday. That's something that I always try to advise others, that nothing is permanent. So enjoy the moment, enjoy your wins, whatever, enjoy the success that you're receiving, and make it a point to learn from your mistakes. Make it a point to learn from the downs, from the downfalls in your life, from the mistakes. Yeah, this is more important. And I think, like I said, life really gets easier, and it'll be very uh, very easy to live with such things if you understand such things. The best piece of advice I have received is definitely uh, from my family, from my dad, and a lot of my well wishers. They always tell me that don't get intimidated by others looking at their machines, looking at their riding gears, and think you are any less. It's all about how good you are, and I feel you are your biggest competitor, and that's something that makes you a better person every day. It's all about being better than who you were yesterday. So that's one thing that I always remember. That's one thing that I always try to follow. Not look at others, not get intimidated by others. I give out the same advice to everyone, to others. You are your biggest competitor. Don't get disappointed. Don't think you are any less from anybody. At the same time, don't get overconfident by things. Let your work do the talking. Is what I've always believed in. You don't have to talk about it. People will talk about it once they start recognizing it, once everyone knows that you're good, and it'll automatically show up. So this is one thing that I always tell: do not get overconfident, do not try to show off, do not try to do something stupid. Be focused, do what you are good at, and keep it going. People definitely will recognize you one day. These are some of the best things that I can remember. Also, winning the national championship back to back in 2020 and 2021, riding a foreign bike is very special to me. Uh, but honestly, I still feel the best is yet to come. I'm working towards it. I want to be really fit, physically fit, and give it my 100%, give it my best. Because honestly, I feel I am not giving my best in the riding. It's just I feel it inside. There's a lot more in me that I can do. So the best is yet to come.
Thanks for listening to this podcast. I want to hear your stories, your motorcycle experiences, what you've been doing, and how motorcycles have made your life better. So if you have something to say, DM us on Instagram, and I'll be more than happy to get you on this podcast.